It's just another day in cancel culture America where everything needs to be canceled, every book needs to be burned, and everything is racist. Well, that's what corporate media is saying. Anyway, if you hate that nonsense and you don't want to deal with it anymore, there is an alternative for you. There is Deus Vult, my graphic novel on Indiegogo now. We are at 22,360 as of today, almost to 450 backers. You can help us get there today by pledging today. And you'll get a great comic book for it. We don't pull punches. We don't censor ourselves. We just make great art like they used to do back in the day without being concerned about corporate standards. Support the channel and back Deus Vult today. Our story of the day comes from Bounding Into Comics. Thank you, Bounding Into Comics, my favorite comic book news website. Scholastic removes book by Captain Underpants creator Dav Pikey from publication. Claims title, quote, perpetuates passive racism. And here we are. There is a black man in here, and he's got a fro, and he looks kind of caveman-ish, and that's a bad thing. Forget the fact that there's Fred Flintstone, who is a white man who kind of looks that way. Forget the fact that there's a blonde-looking caveman in here, too. The fact that there's a black man in here just triggers the heck out of Scholastic and triggers the heck out of the corporate media. Of course, we weren't content with just canceling Dr. Seuss. Now we're going to come for anything that even remotely has any sort of semblance of any sort of racial thing we don't like, unless it's a modern representation of black people who sound like white people, who are in a lesbian, gay, transgender relationship with children to teach them, to groom them into the lifestyle. That's the only time you won't get canceled with this sort of thing. It's absolutely ridiculous. Now, I'm not a big fan of the Captain Underpants thing. I think it's ridiculous. My kids liked it. They thought it was funny. And this looks pretty innocuous. I really don't think there's anything here that's bothersome. Oh no, can we learn nunchucks? Oh my gosh, nunchucks. That's cultural appropriation. Everything's so ridiculous now. Anyway, this is what the publisher says.
We are deeply sorry for this serious mistake. Scholastic has removed the book from our websites, stopped fulfillment of any orders, domestically or abroad, and contacted our retail partners to explain why this book is no longer available and sought a return on all inventory.
Wow. I can't believe publishers are caving to this, and they probably only got a couple weird Twitter comments from some blue-haired weirdos who are not actually the target demographic anyway, because nobody who has kids and nobody who has a real family pays any of the slightest attention to this SJW weirdo nonsense that perpetuates our cancel culture at all, unless we're sticking a middle finger to it. But this is what corporate publishing does. This is why we need alternatives at this point. And I don't see this getting better. I see this getting worse to the point where everyone's going to get canceled. Now, I don't believe that this is just going to be a one-time thing with this author. Now that he's going to get branded as, quote, racist, very soon they're going to start removing all of his other titles from publication also. This guy's going to be in serious trouble soon. He's going to get canceled, and he probably doesn't even realize it. And he's probably, honestly, a guy who virtue signals for their side. I'm gonna guess, just because anybody who gets published by these corporations typically has some sort of virtue signaling credentials to them. Very sad at this point, and of course they're taking steps to inform schools and libraries who may still have this title in circulation our decision to withdraw it from publication. They can't just stop there. They have to, quote, inform others about how, quote, racist it really is. You know, if there was actual racism going on or was anything actually bad about it, you wouldn't really have to spend some time as a publisher, quote, informing people why it's bad. It would be pretty self-evident at this point. Of course, they have to push the culture in this direction and have to inform people why they need to be outraged also. This is part of the SJW cancel culture that we see all of the time. Anyway, I'm just here to point and laugh at this. I find it very funny. And, good luck and best of luck to Dav Pikey. I assume he's going to be utterly destroyed as a person in the near future. We'll, of course, report on it if we do see that happening. And, of course, if he does watch this, you're welcome on the channel to come promote this book. Be happy to tell people about the adventures of Ook and Gluck. Hit the like and subscribe button, everybody. Leave a comment down below. Do you think this should be canceled? What do you think? Is this terrible? Action laughs. Oh my gosh. That is illegal these days. So I hear. Talk to you soon.